Libra, hello. This is going to be your energy update for March of 2023. We're going to start off with some astrology cards. You can apply this to your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or Mars, or if you have stellium placements or impactful transits hitting wherever Libra falls in your chart. Or if this message just feels good to you and it feels like your message, take it. No signs need to be applied. A lot of people have 12th house coming up, which is not a surprise to me just because we are in Pisces season, which is 12th house. But you've got Scorpio in reverse, and we are coming out of Scorpio South Node and moving into Libra South Node. We've got Sagittarius, Taurus, and the 12th house. It might be important to look at where Sagittarius and Taurus falls in terms of houses in your chart, or there might be a significant energy that you need to tap into within Sagittarius and Taurus. These could be impactful people in your life right now. There also may be a need for freedom with the South Node being in Libra. This year for you guys, you will be releasing yourself from a lot of things in order to strive towards a more North Node feeling, which is going to be about autonomy, freedom, and individuality. Now, this is going to take time. I feel like there's something here about really needing to trust in this process. I think there's also a need to really understand what feeling safe and secure means to you and really learning to provide that for yourself. Maybe there's some fear around that, or maybe you've been struggling with that with the 12th house. I also think that there's going to be a lot coming full circle in terms of quote unquote karma or just cycles in your life that are going to be completing themselves in very big ways. So be on the lookout for that this year. But in terms of this month, I think this is where the focus is. This is where the kickoff point is. Let's get into it. Moving on from the past, okay. Six of Wands. So success is definitely on your mind, or achieving something is definitely on your mind. And I think whatever this is, it could be something that is tapping into creativity, the past, memories, something that you dreamed of as a child, or something that you just dreamed of at some point. And I feel like you've been revisiting this dream, or you've been revisiting this idea. There also could be aspects of leaving or traveling, especially with Sagittarius there and with the Chariot here. The Chariot is all about forward movement. It also can actually quite literally be transportation. So it could be moving by car, plane, train, or automobile. So there is that coming up here. Now, the only thing that I'm kind of seeing that concerns me is that we've got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. We also have the Temperance card in reverse, and we have the Queen of Cups. I think something's going to emotionally throw you off, but not in a bad way. I feel like you're going to be experiencing people being very kind to you this month. I think you're going to be experiencing people giving themselves to you or being giving of themselves to you. And I think this is going to make you feel uncomfortable. I think there's something about this that's going to make you feel uncomfortable. And I think maybe part of that is because I think there's something about when people do that, it makes you feel like you can't do it for yourself. And I think that causes some weird feelings for you. Because I think you want to be either seen as stable and secure, or you want to be seen as able to provide for yourself and able to provide for others. Like, I think you want to seem like you got it together. And I think there's something going on here where emotionally you haven't felt that way. So maybe your security has been challenged in some way. Maybe there's been a lot of changes that have happened in your life over the last year, especially with Scorpio in reverse. Maybe you've had to let a lot of things go, and a lot of changes came into your life that were very unpredictable and unexpected. And it just shook you up a bit. So maybe you've been dealing with that process, and maybe right now there is a bit of focus on your emotions, and maybe you're really thinking about these things and feeling into them very deeply. If you are a mother, you could be thinking about your child. If you are not a mother, you could simply just be really in tune with your heart right now. And I think that there's going to be something, like I said, that happens this month that's going to be very overwhelming to your feelings. I think it's going to be very deep in your feelings. I think it's going to feel good, but I think it's going to feel uncomfortable. Because I think this is going to be out of your comfort zone, whatever this is. It's going to be very foreign to you. So let's look at the Six of Cups. Oh, yeah. You're definitely thinking about something with someone from the past. Come on, Libra. I think emotionally you know that there's going to be some sort of ending that takes place in your life. We've got the Page of Swords in reverse. You've been thinking about this a lot. I don't think you've been talking about it. I also think you have information around something that you're keeping to yourself for right now. I also think you're having a very hard time making a decision in terms of what you want to commit yourself to. Like, I think there's two different paths that are present for you right now, and I don't think you know which one you want. I think this has you very nervous because you know it's going to require you to complete something in your life or to close something out. And I think that's why there's this energy of like thinking about it and keeping it to yourself, because there's a lot of information here that's not available to other people. With the Six of Cups, we've got the Lovers and the Magician. I feel like this is either you being present in a very impactful relationship in your life, or it is a relationship that feels or has felt very good. You quite literally, some of you could be a twin. And maybe you're just really connected to your twin. Like literally a twin. Like twin sister, twin brother. Or you could like appear as someone's twin. But if it's not that, there's this energy of kind of being in this situation that I think you kind of brought to life. There's something about something you were wishing for, or something that you've really been desiring, and it's been here, right? Like it's here. But I think moving forward with this commitment and like fully committing to it feels a little scary, because with the King of Swords in the reverse, I feel like it's very hard to make a decision on this. Because there's something here about information, man. Like King of Swords in reverse, Seven of Swords, Page of Swords in reverse. There's some sort of information that either you know, and Nine of Swords, and Ten of Swords. There's either some information that you know that is detrimental to whatever this is. So this could be something you're keeping to yourself. This could be something that somebody's withholding from you that you're aware of. But it feels like there's just information here that is detrimental to whatever this is moving forward. Because there's something about it that challenges your security, or it makes you feel insecure in some way, or it makes you feel emotionally unstable, or this could very well be the person that you're connected to. There seems to be some form of instability here. And I feel like even more so, there's something about this where something has to be addressed. Whatever this information is has to be addressed. If this is not a partner, if this is not someone who's like in your life in that way, it could be a family member. It could be someone who's very important to you. It could be someone who's been a part of your life for some time, but it's almost like there's something here that is not being discussed. This potentially could, I mean, if you're someone who subscribes to like same-sex relationship, or if you're bisexual, this could be around that. Because it does feel like there's a couple of people here. So maybe it's wondering if something's going to actually be able to play out in the long term, like if it's secure enough to survive that kind of relationship, or if it's mature enough to survive that kind of relationship. Because I think there's a very traditional approach that's here. And maybe that's just like not in someone's wheelhouse. Maybe somebody's very unconventional. If it's not that, I think that whatever the awareness of this is, like whatever this information is, you know that it's going to end up separating you from this person or separating you from someone. And I think you're really emotionally reflecting on that. I mean, this also quite literally could be somebody that you're connected to either has a parent in poor health, or there's been a loss that's occurred here or will be occurring. And I feel like there's fears around it causing a disruption in the household or some instability in the household. This could also be the loss of a job. I know that's a lot of things, but here we are, collective energy. Truly, I think this month for you is about approaching this. Like, I feel like it's about discussing it. And I think it's about talking it out, even if you're afraid. Because I don't know if it can be avoided. I actually almost think that the anxiety around it's going to cause it to be discussed. Because, like, somebody's off here right now. Like, someone isn't acting right. They're off. And I think it's noticeable. And while I do feel like there's enough emotional support available to deal with this, I just feel like it's almost like loving someone isn't always about getting what you want. It's about being available to help them find a way to either combat their suffering or end a situation that is causing suffering. And I just feel like this is a whole conundrum. This is a very tricky situation. Very difficult conversation. I mean, there also just might be big news that needs to be discussed, and there's like fear around discussing it because it'll lead to huge changes. But it has to do with stability or lack thereof. So just be prepared. You might be having some conversations. There might need to be some like extra emotional support, lots of compassion. Because I don't think this is about who's right or wrong. I just think this is about what's right for everybody. Or what's best. I did not expect it to be this way. And even in saying that, like, whichever way this goes, it doesn't necessarily have to be the end of a relationship. It can simply be that there's something tough, there's a hurdle that's going to be happening here with some form of a loss. And I think it's going to, make one have to broach difficult subjects around mental stuff, emotional stuff, talking about like the elephant in the room around something, and it just feels like a hurdle. It feels like something scary to talk about. I know I keep repeating myself, but I just can't let that go. Because even if with the 12th house, like, that's uncomfortable topics. That's trauma. That's trauma. It's transition. Even though the 8th house is, more often connected to death, so is the 12th, in my opinion. Because the 12th is usually where we lean more into the spirit or the ethereal, or the things that we can't, like, touch, right? It's not about the physical body. Mental health is there. So it's just difficult. But I think it has to be addressed. Especially with realistically how much love there is here. Like, there's a lot of love here. There's a lot of support here. And once again, I don't think this has anything to do with like wanting to hurt someone or wanting someone to suffer. I actually think it's quite the opposite. It's wanting to make sure that someone doesn't, including yourself. So, all the best. Good luck if you are someone who's having to have these difficult conversations. Once again, have compassion for yourself. Have compassion for the other person. Try to be understanding. I mean, for fucking Libras, you guys most certainly will. You try to always find both sides of the thing. And just know that in some way or another, there's like an opportunity to have some form of freedom here. Or to be set free from something, because 12th house, you can quite literally being set free from like trauma. Or you could be set free from a very difficult situation or something that caused you a lot of trauma, or a lot of hardship. Something that took a toll on you emotionally and mentally. So, talk about it this month. All the best. I'll see you guys next time.